Welcome back to WMCX. We have Spyne here in the studio for an interview. We just heard them perform. So, are you guys ready? We're so excited to have you here.
Oh, we're ready. Thank you. We're excited to be here.
Yeah, ready as we'll ever be.
Awesome. Okay, So it says here that your band was formed in 2021. How did you guys meet?
Yep. So I initially started with just one. AJ's laughing over there because he knows that he.
Yeah, this is
it's
Kyle
a crazy
talking.
Story.
By the
This
way.
is Kyle. Yeah. I started off as a lead singer, like loving music my whole life, and eventually I found my old drummer who we started just a band in our high school, and eventually the high school wanted to make a battle of the bands, and we couldn't find a bassist because nobody likes to play bass apparently. So then we came across
true.
AJ who happens to be we were seniors and the battle of the bands was coming up, so he's the only kid in school as a freshman to know bass and learned it literally in 2 weeks. So he's in the band today, and these two guys, just a little bit of a management change, I guess, right?
Yeah,
just got these two guys in, so that's where we are now.
Wow, that's awesome. So, how would you guys describe the music that you play?
So I like to interpret this because we get asked this a lot.
Disco.
No, we're not disco. Yeah, go on, AJ. Yeah, so I like to say that we're reinventing the classic rock sound, because we're not classic rock. We're young guys, but everyone loves a good electric guitar. Everyone loves the good drums and the rock beat. So, reinventing classic rock is a good approach to sort of think about the sound. And, it all comes together with Kyle's good songwriting. So, with that and the vehicle of the medium of rock and roll sort of ensemble, it's just that's what we're going for.
Who do you guys get your main inspiration from for lyrical stuff and just overall?
They're looking at me because my answer to this in every interview we've ever done, which is 3, has been Dave Grohl every single time. I mean, it's you can hear it a little bit. It's starting to go away, but definitely in the original recording, it's pretty it's pretty much okay, you could that might be him.
Yeah. I mean, there are lots of inspirations for each of our instruments, of course, because it's for guitar alone, it's I don't know, I love listening to Jeff Beck and Jimi Hendrix and all these wild, crazy sounds you can get out of a 6-string. I mean, that's part of my inspiration.
What about you, AJ?
I'd say for bass, probably Paul McCartney, John Entwistle, John Paul Jones, guys like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sorry. So, the awkward squeak.
The awkward squeak.
So what was it like having a band in high school? How were you able to manage the both?
Oh, we were awful. So it was
that.
I mean, eventually, you learn how to get better just with time, I guess.
And I'd just like to clarify that was before my brother Eric and I were in this group.
Yeah.
So
no, it was no, you don't want to be any bit associated with that.
Well, no, I just want to say no, that's not what I mean.
Thanks, Liam.
I just mean stuff started changing. Yeah, stuff started changing when Eric and I joined, because I met you guys the day before the gig.
It's true. We played
the day before the gig.
We
Not
played
just any gig. Where was it?
Yeah, well, okay. We were at the Stone Pony.
Yeah.
So my brother Eric, he said, "Oh, you want to join this band, Spyne?" And it's what a delightful proposition. I'm kind of a busy guy, so I wanted to blow it off. But he said, no, we'll get a gig real quick. And so I'm like, okay, I agreed to join this band, Spyne. And he says, good, we already have a gig. It's at the Stone Pony, and we couldn't work out our schedules, so we just all met the day before. And the gig went great.
Yeah, it was one of the summer showcases. Good. So we actually, I think one of the guests earlier today, Samantha Spano, she was on the same.
Yes,
she was on the same
we
bill.
Love her.
She was on the same bill as us. We went on later. So it was definitely a very cool day with a lot of people that we still hear about, which is super cool. To even think about. It's really neat. But yeah.
So considering that the gig went so well, even though you guys met the day before, it sounds like you have pretty good chemistry, but we've been talking a lot about this with some of the other bands today, about how sometimes it's kind of hard to work with other people. Everybody has such different opinions. How do you guys sort of navigate that? Do you have trouble with that, or is everything
Well, I hate these guys. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding.
No, so usually it goes, I write down the lyrics for a song, I get a little riff going, and then I send it over to Eric on a Google Drive, and from there, eventually we play it in a room together. AJ adds his part, Liam adds all his magic to it, and really, we don't have any similarity in music taste whatsoever. He plays blues. He does like, I don't even know what you do. You're just
So he pointed at AJ first. Now he's pointing at me.
yeah. What do you play?
I don't know.
Music?
I play music. I like a lot of genres.
Yeah,
But,
he likes a lot of genres.
but
and then
Eric.
what?
No.
And then
Eric.
there's Eric, who's like a death metal, whatever you want to call it. Can you speak for something?
A lot of metal, a lot of punk, fast, high energy stuff. So.
That was
Yeah,
the first
I
time
mean-
Eric's ever spoke.
I mean, just like don't get us wrong, because we come from these different genres as far as tastes and like what we like to listen to in our free time, but the chemistry is really great, and I wouldn't be in this band if I disliked any one person in it or had any beef with anybody. Like, I think we actually get along really well, and I wouldn't be in a band with people I didn't consider my friends. Like I
That's so
care
cute.
about all these
so
folks.
That's so adorable. I mean, upon walking in, you guys felt like almost like siblings.
Well,
I don't know,
Eric
like,
and
I
I,
got that vibe.
yeah, Eric and I are brothers, so
But I think it was very palpable. Like, you guys seemed like a group of best friends.
That's so cool. That's such a good compliment.
How is that-
Like, warms my. I know you don't care. But
I was gonna say, how is that dynamic being brothers in the same band? Because I know I grew up doing competitive gymnastics with my older sister, and there were a lot of fights, I have to say, and the whole team would just laugh at us. But how do you guys sort of navigate that, or do you get along pretty well?
We get along pretty well, in all honesty. A lot of ideas we come up with, we kind of bounce off each other and kind of try to better each other musically when we play together. And so coming into a band, both of us having years of experience playing together, it just feels natural no matter what project we're in.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and one remarkable thing is that when you're growing up in the same household and music is allowed at pretty much any level, and he's a drummer and I play guitar, electric guitar, what that means is that whenever either of us practice, we hear the other person, even if it's subconsciously. There's no getting around it, If he's drumming, I hear what he's playing, and I can think, oh, yeah, that's cool. What would I play over that? Or probably vice versa. If I'm practicing, he can hear what I'm doing, and it's just really nice to sort of have that foundation where, we're always on the same page.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought. It's late. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's
I just
3
read the time,
a.m.
3:47. This is the latest I've been up since I was like 13.
You guys are our last band performing.
Is that a
tonight.
bad thing?
It's a great thing. You guys ended it off on a great note. It's just that we have been doing this all day, so
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
like a little
yeah.
delirious at this point.
No, I respect it.
But you know what? We're so grateful because it is so hard to get bands that want to come and play this late. So
Oh,
this
yeah.
is honestly
We
so
would
cool.
rather do nothing else at 3 a.m. than go play.
Yeah, I sent a last minute email to your general manager Luke, who's super nice, like super helpful.
Yeah.
He's like, this is a funny story too. We got a lot of funny ones, but he says, okay, we have 2 open slots, Friday at 10 p.m. or Saturday at 3 a.m. I call him first because he always has a show in New Brunswick at Rutgers on Friday. So I was like, hey, Liam, Friday 10 p.m. for a show or
had a
Saturday
show.
3 a.m. And he goes, I'm not doing anything on Saturday at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I
Yeah.
run it by him, and he's like, you know how metal it would be? Like, but and then he's like, oh, yeah, it's cool. And it's like, all right, well, I guess we're doing this.
We were all in here and we were like, how do they have so much energy? Like, we were all like barely like standing
So,
up, and you guys were getting me out of there.
Fun fact: this is my 3rd gig tonight, and I'm really really tired. I'm
It
really
doesn't
tired.
look like it at all.
Yeah, it's
Yo,
the
we can't tell if that makes
it's
you
the
feel any
power
better.
of positive thinking. He can tell. These guys can tell. They know what I look like at my best, but I feel great.
So I remembered my question now from before.
Yeah, shoot.
You mentioned that you guys both grew up with music,
Yes.
and I just wanted to say, sorry, thank you. Did any else? Oh my god.
She's tweaking. She's tweaking.
No, it's okay. I'm a zombie right now.
Did anyone else in the band have any like musical background in your families?
No.
No, just kidding.
No, but you want to go first, AJ?
Yeah, a
haven't
little bit
spoken
for
in a
me.
minute.
Yeah, I mean, not my parents didn't really play music or anything, but my mom was a dancer, and she toured as a dancer in like the 80s and 90s, and she was on MTV and stuff as like one of the dancers. back in the
That's awesome.
1700s, and so
1700s. Wow, what a job.
Yeah. She's gonna kill you.
Yes, she is.
She's gonna kill you.
You
No.
said it on air.
Both my parents don't play any music. I think my father like tried like bass or drums or something at some point. My mother played like saxophone in high school, but I felt like doing something, and they've showed so much music to me over the years with like it's classic like 80s hair bands, all that stuff like that, and eventually I drift off and I find stuff like the Foo Fighters, like the shirt that's drenched right now, but just go off of what they taught me and every CD that I got to play in her car, in their cars, and I just picked up the guitar and it felt like it was for me.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So, oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. This is so bad. We've been here since 8 in the morning.
Fine. It's fine.
Okay. What is your favorite gig that you've played so
Ooh,
far?
that's a good question.
Listen,
do we all have the same answer for this?
I don't think so.
No?
No, because Liam's gonna hate me. I love Farm Fest.
Oh my God! Oh my God! People need to
my
stop treating like that like it's a real thing. It's not a real
Can
thing.
you elaborate on that?
Yeah. Okay.
What are the
Okay.
expressions here?
Okay. So I think I can say this. I can say this.
You can
Okay.
say whatever
So, my brothers and I, Eric and I have another brother named Carl, and he's wonderful. He's an opera singer. Everyone in our family does music. But so Eric, Carl, and I don't really do a lot together. But we, as a three, all three of us. But we decided that with Carl's friends, they had this great idea that we co-opted, I guess, which is to use his friend's farm and have a band festival, like DIY, just like in the middle of a field, beautiful day, and what was it, summer,
Yeah, it was like August. I almost had like a heat stroke on stage. I literally almost died.
We invited a bunch of bands, and we did charge admission, and we paid the bands, and one of the bands was Spyne. So we played out in this field on a stage, and we had a couple generators hidden behind a car for acoustics. And it was really janky, and it was kind of wild, and like
it was so hot.
So
It was
hot.
so hot.
So hot.
It
Oh my
Everybody was
God.
dressed up
Jeez.
like they were going to Woodstock or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
was-
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, but
that
it was
does sound-
so
So-
silly.
so
It was
hot.
so silly because we just used someone's farm and threw a show.
It was so fun though.
It was
such
delightful.
a fun drive.
Yeah.
I've never had more fun driving my car.
I've
Yeah.
never heard someone describe a gig as silly, fun, hot. That's a first.
Yeah.
That's a Spyne
Well,
show
crazy.
for you.
I'm surprised by his answer because it's probably the least legitimate gig we did.
Yeah, I mean we've played a lot of Asbury Park recently. We're breaking out of that this summer, actually going towards like up north, like in Woodbridge and stuff like that. We're actually next week we're playing at Union Catholic, AJ's
Yeah.
High School. So
Yeah, there's a big food truck festival.
yes.
But I want to hear what the other guys have to say
Yeah,
about their
yeah,
favorite
I'm gonna
gig.
Stop yapping. I'm done.
Yeah, Eric, what's your favorite gig?
Probably the first time we played at the Wonder Bar in Asbury Park. It was just a unique show for us, I think. I work lights for concerts. I've done lights at Pollock Theater, like in this campus. And finding someone to like do lights for that show was an experience. If you guys are aware of the Stone Pony Summer Stage, it's like a 5,000 capacity venue, and I work for one of the guys that does lights there, and I was able to talk him into doing lights for us for that show. So we just had like some really overqualified people helping us out to get this show together, and the whole experience was super smooth, super easy, and just a great time.
Yeah, what about you, AJ?
I thought all of us would have had this answer. I was going to say we did a Christmas show at the Stone Pony on December 28th.
Yeah, that was our headlining show at the Stone Pony. That was great.
I feel like that was like our biggest show. I liked it especially because I got a lot of my friends to go, and they were running around, they were moshing, they were
the amount
going
of
crazy.
people that were just like, the energy was insane.
Yeah.
I think like by the time that we got on stage, I think there was like 600 something people in that
Yeah,
house. It was so cool.
So
It was
I've-
so cool.
I've been going to the Stone Pony like for many years, but we had our own little green room before we performed, and nothing took me more by surprise than one of the guys working there walking in and saying, "Okay, guys, it's sold out." And I was like, what?
Yeah,
How
no,
on earth?
they were exaggerating sold out, but it's
Oh, but it was
definitely-
packed.
yeah,
It was packed.
It was a lot. It was a lot of people. It was a lot of people for us. It was very cool.
Yeah, and I think that was probably my favorite gig because we were just
reality that
dressed
that is
for the
coolest.
occasion. We had some like, you know, festive music, but also a bunch of originals and covers, and everyone really had a great time. So I agree with you, AJ. That's probably the best
we got a
one.
lot of good footage from that, and just you know, you could see Liam and I running to the crowd, and just like, you know, just a lot of energy. That's just how I could describe that show. That's my favorite. That's why it's my favorite.
I have to ask, just because you guys are not by any means like, I'm so sorry,
It's all right.
like festive or oh my.
Just throw it.
Yeah, you should throw that phone in the garbage.
I'm so sorry.
This is the greatest interview ever.
No, I'm really sorry.
So good.
There's nothing more college radio than chaos.
No,
so-
I love
That's
this.
true.
This is
That's
great.
true.
This is
It's
great.
very on brand. As I was saying, did you guys sing any Christmas songs, or was it?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
we did.
Oh, yeah.
We did.
Did you
We did
put a
Run
rocks-
Run Rudolph, and as the night progressed, the shirt came.
I didn't take off my
progressively off.
shirt.
You didn't. I did.
Oh,
because
yeah,
I
yeah.
was drenched as always, and it was just that started the show, and that just like ignited
And we did
a flame.
we did one more that was festive.
Oh, and we did the Eagles. I'll be
I'll be home again for Christmas.
Please come home for
Please
Christmas.
come home
Please
for
come home for
Christmas.
Christmas.
That's right.
The Eagles. I
Did
love
you
that.
put your like rock spin to it, or did you just was it just a cover?
The Eagles one was very like Eaglesy, like just very chill. The Run Run Rudolph was like on crack. It was crazy.
Yeah, no.
It was
Yeah.
insane.
Well, it's just like another one of those Chuck Berry, you know, just
Yeah.
running,
Yeah.
you know, on
Yeah, you
on
can
all
do a lot
guitars.
with blues with distortion. It's
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot.
you
It's
know.
cool. Very cool.
So, navigating the music industry can be pretty difficult to do. Is there anybody that's given you like a really good piece of advice that you've taken with you throughout this journey and will continue to take with you? If not, is there anything that you would recommend to an up-and-coming band trying to play at the Stone Pony one day?
So I have like advice for up and coming artists, and it's generally to play and enjoy music with people who are diligent about practice, but you actually enjoy the company of. You know, like you should enjoy making art with the people you make it with, or else it's not going to be fulfilling. Even if you do make money, which is usually the hard part. That's the hardest part, in my opinion. As far as like the Stone Pony, I mean, like, what do we want me to say? You got to know someone? Like, no,
I mean,
that's not right.
It's just like.
Well,
It was really
they do
just
have
luck.
opportunities. They do
Yeah,
have
there's a lot of
opportunities.
good
Like there are
opportunities
Battle
you
of the
can do,
Bands
yeah.
sort of things, and they do take local bands on certain days. And you know, I just think you should try your best to negotiate for a good time slot, because you know, playing like something like, I don't know, 12 o'clock on Sunday is probably not going to be an appealing gig.
No, we're very grateful for getting where we've gotten. It's incredible how far he's taking pictures over there. It's incredible how far we've gone in just a year, and I thank God every day, you know, just like that we're here. Like,
Yeah.
did I ever think we're gonna be here? But I mean, the greatest piece of advice I've probably learned. I mean, my parents and family have always said, you know, just to be strong, you know, don't let people kick you around. And in the music industry, you have to do that. We've sent stuff to record companies who are like, you know, like stop doing, stop playing 90s rock. It's like, well, that's like,
That's
that
not
hurt.
helpful.
Yeah, that doesn't help me. Like, tell me what's wrong with the music. Like, oh, well, you got to change your genre. Like, you can't do that, man.
Yeah, and that's not,
That's
in my
not our
opinion,
job.
a valid criticism.
Yeah, so you know, you gotta build up a backbone, and you're gonna get told that you suck. You're gonna get told a bunch of different things that you don't want to hear, but you're gonna learn along the way, and you're gonna get better, and you're gonna find where you stand.
And you know, you got to keep sharpening the axe. You know, practice. Because if you get 6 hours to cut down a tree, spend 4 of them sharpening the axe.
And that 100% backs up your claim before. Like, find the right people, because if you're with the wrong people, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's
Making
just
connections
flat out,
is
it's
a
not gonna
huge
work.
part.
Absolutely.
Making
Yeah.
meeting the right people, meeting a lot of people.
Yeah, seriously.
It'll help.
yeah.
Those are all really great pieces of advice. So we're about to hit 4 o'clock, but before we wrap up, I just want to give you a chance to kind of like plug your socials and like tell everybody where they can find your music.
Okay. So
You want to do
start
it?
with Spyne stuff.
We're on the-
Yeah,
okay, so
yeah.
all our Spyne stuff can be found SPYNE exclamation point. I had to get the copyright in there. All that stuff can be found on Instagram is our like main page. It's at Spyne_band, SPYNE_band. And then we're on a bunch of other social medias, but the Instagram is definitely the best place to stay posted. And then we're on all streaming platforms too. So you just put in SPYNE with an exclamation point, and you'll find it pretty much instantly. So
Yeah, and I think all of our social media is attached to that. And if you want to look any of us up, like Eric and I, our last name's Mueller, Liam Mueller, Eric Mueller,
pretty simple.
Kyle Moyer.
That's me.
I have I have a music account where I like posting photos from shows and sometimes like guitar covers or bass covers once in a while. So that account's tagged on all Spyne posts too, so you can find it there.
Yeah, we're pretty much all linked to just the Spyne accounts, and
Yeah, that's the central hub.
that's where the content is anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Seriously, this has been the best way to wrap up the night. And
Sorry about the chaotic moments of the interview, but I think it made it all the more fun.
Oh, shit,
I
that was
hope
great.
Absolutely.
That was great. It just sums up where we're at.
awesome. All right, you're listening to WMCX from the Raymond J. Mancelli Studios. We hope you enjoyed our live music festival. I think we lasted about 19 hours. And yeah, thanks for tuning in.